Food Court, the movie podcast and Twitch stream where Sean
and John
and Michael
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
Yes.
Michael
Hi.
Hampton, welcome back to the show.
Thank
How
you.
are you, friend? Hello.
It's so good to be back, and it's so good to be black. You know, in this time, and
I don't
agree.
know.
I agree. It's going great for
It's
me.
awesome. Yeah, I love it. What's your favorite part?
I like that when I walk, there's sort of like a jauntiness to it.
Yeah.
That many, my white friends, they walk like robots.
Yeah.
I reject your hypothesis, Sean. I have spotted Sean because Sean dresses like everyone else. You can't really spot him by his clothes.
Yeah.
I've spotted Sean in a crowd by his walk.
Oh wow, really?
And it's like jaunty, like Edwardian prose. That's how jaunty we're talking.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Wow.
He's got pep in his step.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get moving.
My walking is pretty jointy. Like you can see the joints.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have compound fractures?
Yes, several.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So, spoiler alert, Michael. Jesus. My orthopedist, there's a way to begin a sentence, has told me that I have limps in both legs.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
He told me it's one of the first people I met. I think you have simultaneous limps. You limp one at a time.
Limp nose.
And then offered no way to fix it or to help.
Well, it fixed itself, right? Because don't you evened out?
Yeah. Yeah. Better than one limp.
You just become completely sedentary and morbidly obese.
Hell yeah. Did he come up afterwards and be like, and your dick, it limped too? And you went, oh, shit. He got my ass. He got my fucking ass.
Balls.
He got my dirty ass. How the fuck you do that?
He got my doctor got my dirty ass.
He got my dirty ass.
He's not a proctologist, he's an orthopedist.
Oh, sorry.
Pedist.
Who fixes your dick? Is that the orthopedist?
Dr. Love.
Orthopedist.
Orthopedist. I have to visit my orthopedist because my dick is broken.
And you know
we're watching what?
You know who fixes your piano?
No.
Your orthopedist.
Really?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that before.
Silly. Just silly.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
We watched *Malignant*. I don't know if you remember that, but before
he got sick of your shit, Michael.
I could not forget
Michael, he
it.
got sick of your shit right in front of God and everyone.
I'm just trying to get a little housekeeping out of the way. You know, we watched *Malignant*. We can go crazy after that, but first, write a review. We haven't had anybody write a review in a while, and we love when you write reviews. So to all of our wonderful listeners, thank you. And also write us a review. Say, wow, I listened to your *Malignant* episode, and I loved all of Michael's jokes. They were the best, and he is a beautiful person.
Because honestly, how many podcasts offer this many shades of white while wearing like rim horn glasses? How many? Like, we've got to be the only movie podcast, definitely the only movie podcast with glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think the thing that we offer that many people undervalue is somewhat non-white people, which is very rare in the podcasting industry and pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm kind of the Black Panther of movie podcasts.
Yes.
Boom, boom. I have a tattoo under my lip.
West Virginia forever.
It just says black. I pull my head at black.
Was it Blade where they had the alien the vampire language tattooed on their lips?
Oh,
probably.
Is that Blade?
Wow,
man, the Blade verse, where it all began, boys.
And it's coming back with somebody, right?
Yeah, Michael Dudikoff is playing Blade now.
Who's that?
He's a person of color.
Oh, cool.
Played American kickboxer.
Okay.
His color is white, but he's a hell of a kickboxer.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, his color's kind of pink.
Pink. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a person of color. I'm sort of a pale peach.
Pale peach.
That's my color. Before we get too deep, I want to say next month it's coming back. Carpentober.
Ding dong,
And
ding dong.
If you don't know
John
what
looks mad.
Carpentober is, it's when we watch John Carpenter's Vampires for the entire month of October.
John's wrong.
Today we'll be
We watched it
revisiting.
Actually, you can listen to last year's episode when we watched John Carpenter's Vampires, which we will probably know within 2 or 3 years if it's John Carpenter's worst movie.
Yeah.
But we've already had a few people holler with ideas. The one that has gotten the most votes, They Live. So we'll probably watch that. The Ward has got a couple votes, which I've seen and it's not that great, but I'm perfectly willing to watch it again. People have asked for his Masters of Horror thing. So we're gonna watch. We usually do high, low, high, low, high, low. So we'll probably do that again this time, and we will watch Halloween.
Yes,
Kills.
Yeah, Halloween Kills.
I'm
I saw a trailer for that today, and it can't be denied that the trailer looks expensive.
Yeah,
and that the trailer gave away the entire film.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So I really don't feel the need to watch the movie. I just know that it's expensive and has Jamie Lee Curtis looking like Joan Baez's grandmother.
Yes.
We can do a 1 hour trailer reaction.
Yes.
If you have a Carpenter movie that you want us to watch, that is not one of the ones we've already watched. Ideally, if we have to watch Vampires again,
unless it's Vampire. Thank you, John.
We can do Vampires again. Tweet at us at Food Podcast and let us know. You can comment on an Instagram thing. Do anything. Michael, would you hit the Panda Express theme music, please?
Yeah. Ding 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 ding. It's time for the Panda Express. We've got some things to express about the things we watched this week.
I watched Cop Shop.
Whoa.
I also watched Cop Shop.
Yeah, we can reveal our thoughts simultaneously
on the count of 3.
Yeah. 1.
So 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
1, 2, 3, and now
ruled.
Pretty good. I liked it a lot.
Wow.
Man, it's like it should be a mediocre film.
Yes.
But considering that no one makes movies that I want to see anymore, I'm just glad that somebody's like, yes, a stupid action movie. Here you go.
Yes.
Yeah,
ma'am,
I like that.
Ma'am, here's your food. And I gobbled it up.
There's a strong guy, and he's for some reason dressed in a 70s outfit.
Ooh.
There's the other strong guy, and he's big. And then there's the skinny guy. Oh man, it's so good.
Skinny guy played by Toby Huss, aka the world's strongest man, Artie from Pete and Pete fame.
Whoa.
Terrifying.
Basically doing his Dale from King of the Hill voice the entire time.
Whoa.
Yes.
Good for him.
There is a badass cop as well. Who's completely the badass.
Yes.
And that's basically it. There's a few other characters who eventually, of course, get murdered. There's a big fire. If you want to go to the theater and you haven't seen *Malignant* yet,
it's basically
Cop Shop.
It's basically Assault on Precinct 13 if you replace all the non-dialogue with bad dialogue.
Yes.
But the action scenes are good.
Yeah.
I know Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler is committed to never making an actual good movie during his career.
Yes.
But I think if he was put in a good movie, he would be amazing because he's very magnetic, very awesome actor. But just is committed to making movies about like drones shooting Morgan Freeman and shit like that. So we'll never know.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Yes.
I also happen to know that our friend Michael has watched a film called Don't Breathe 2.
Yes, I was going to bring it up. I watched it. It is great. What a good time.
It is great.
I was like, dang, this is great.
I
like
wanted
it more than the first one.
Sorry.
And it's so different. It's like wild.
It's an action movie.
Yeah, it's cool. I was like, and everyone sucks.
Everyone's evil.
So, except for Stephen Lang, who doesn't suck despite muttering the immortal line, "I have killed, I have raped."
Yeah, I'm a monster. Well, I mean, suck in that their characters are awful people.
Yes.
Like I thought everyone did fine for the movie, but yeah, I was like, woo, they all are bad.
I threw this one at Sean. I don't know if you'll agree. I would be into the Don't Breathe movies being for my children, they're Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger.
Oh, wow.
Just continue allowing Stephen Lang to blindly murder everyone while growing more powerful as each movie continues, and having them grow more nonsensical and basically based on the kills.
Yeah.
Until eventually we get who directed Don't Breathe?
Yeah.
The first one was
Alexander.
No.
Okay. Then we get Fede Alvarez's new Don't Breathe, where Stephen Lang is like playing himself, which I'm going to pretend that Stephen Lang is like in real life an effeminate man and like talking to Fede Alvarez, but then like the blind man comes through the screen and kills like I don't even know who's in Don't Breathe 4, but kills that one. You know, starts hunting the protagonist from Don't Breathe 5. Like I'm ready for that. I'm ready for Don't Breathe to be our next great franchise. Even though I think the movie we just watched, I have a theory that it's going to spawn a franchise that we will ultimately dislike.
Whoa.
I think it'll be like a superhero type.
Yeah,
franchise.
I could see that.
But I don't want to spoil it too badly.
I think it should have been called "Look Who's Not Breathing" too. I think that would have been a better. That's my only note. The rest was great.
If you're listening, Fede Alvarez.
Yeah.
Thank you for producing the second one. I don't remember who directed it. Sorry. And also, I want to say this. This is really important. What's the plot of this movie, John? We watched *Malignant*, and I want to know the plot of this movie.
I'm glad you asked me.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked me because I'm actually not going to spoil it.
Whoa!
Just in case someone is watching who hasn't seen it, because this movie is the twist is such a drug-like high.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a big reveal, but it's not like the type of thing where I'm going to give this movie basically is a blend of like old like giallo movies, like late period Tenebra era Dario Argento giallo, mixed with like the camera work of like young Spielberg or Sam Raimi. Like it's got like a kind of frenetic energy and madness to it, and then like the sensibility or the sense of humor even of like a Porky's or a Black Christmas, like, but only doesn't really hit the mark like those movies. Like I can't imagine someone actually thinking anything from this is funny, except for like kind of the like daffy stuff that seems that could or could not be intentional depending on if you think the director is in on it or if you even care. But the basic plot of the movie is a woman who is attacked by her husband, loses their baby, and then begins to, after her husband is killed by a malignant force, she then begins to experience the deaths of others as they are killed by this malignant force. Yes. And then there's some good old-fashioned cops and Robertsons coming into the joint, and you just get like a really weird procedural horror film that we haven't seen the likes of in a while. Like we see like James Wan's other films, The Conjuring and stuff, where it's really played extremely straight, and this movie is anything but straight, and it's kind of one of the crazier films I've seen in theaters in I don't know how long.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I've ever experienced something quite like this movie.
Really? Yeah, I think it's super weird. I think the thing that makes it feel super weird to me is that it is not marketed as a weird movie.
Yeah.
Like it's marketed as like, whoa, this sure is spooky.
Yeah.
Which is what most of James Wan's movies are, is like, this is spooky. And then maybe something gets super crazy at the end. But this is like weird. The tone is very confusing.
Yes.
Right.
Extremely.
I think maybe 45% of the people hate it and think it's the worst movie they've ever seen. Maybe 53.
Yeah.
It seems like
it's confusing for me because Sean told me all the horror Twitter people like it. Mm-hmm. All of the like my film friends and film Twitter friends really disliked it. Yeah. Even my buddy who I just saw Cop Shop with, who's kind of like a trash movie enthusiast, he just thought it was okay, and he actually said he didn't like it because the tone was so uneven. But to me, that's like part of its charm, that it's like so many different movies at once. I think expectation has a lot to do with this movie, like how it's being received, and I think that's interesting. For me, I don't like James Wan movies, or at least I didn't think I liked James Wan movies, and I hadn't planned. I had told Sean multiple times, "You have to watch this alone. I don't want to see any more James Wan movies." But then I saw, like, I don't like the what are they called? The Conjuring movies.
Yeah.
Like, those are depressingly poor. Like, if that's what horror is going to be going forward, like, that's the most dull thing horror could be. So I was really just shocked, but it's funny because I saw a trailer and they showed some shots. Like, you remember the overhead shot where the protagonist runs through the house, running away from the Millennium Force? That was enough for me. I texted Sean. I was like, I just saw a trailer for that movie, and it has some amazing camera work. I'm willing to go check this out. And the movie's full of that type of camera work.
Yes.
And if it was just that type of camera work, that would probably be enough for me. But then, like, the plot and the style of this movie and the influences on this movie are fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's wild.
To me, and I probably will spoil it, not right now, but soon. It feels a lot like something like The Departed or Avatar or something like that, where it is almost a director playing their greatest hits but making them weirder. Like, The Departed is like Scorsese. He's doing all the movies he's done before, but it's just fucking so much weirder in The Departed. And then that is this. It's like James Wan has done kind of people chasing a killer. Like, it's like Saw, people chasing a killer. It's like the Insidious with like spooky ghost shit. And it is, but he has not quite done crazy kind of Frank Henenlotter basket case shit.
That's that we should say, like, the biggest influences are, like, to me, like, Basket Case, Dark Man.
I can see that for sure.
But I think it's interesting you talk about filmmakers kind of making the same movies over and over again. I actually think that's what artists kind of do a lot of times.
Absolutely.
Like, if you watch, like, Michael Mann's career, he just keeps remixing the same shit over and over again. And like, you know, that's, I think like, I mean, god damn, Christopher Nolan has been making some version of Memento for 20 something years now.
Yes.
Like, it's just, they have like a thing in their head and they can't get it out. It just keeps coming out in their work. And I'm not ready to call James Wan a great artist yet, but
no,
I enjoyed this movie, especially in the theater with my friends. I've seen it 5 fucking times now.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's definitely better. It's definitely better. Like, in the theater, this movie just, like, it's interesting. It's an HBO Max at the same time. But if you feel safe, I urge you to go check it out in theaters, because it is an incredible theatrical experience. Plus, there's a chance your motion smoothing will be on HBO Max, and your whole life is fucking ruined. Like, I just watched it with the motion smoothing on in my house because I couldn't figure out how to turn it off because I'm a Luddite. But this movie, like, I am gonna seek out, like, that weird action movie he made with Kevin Bacon, called Death Sentence. And I'm not gonna redo, like, The Conjuring or Saw or something, but I'm gonna be on the lookout.
You should do Insidious,
James Wan
dude.
Stuff coming now.
Insidious is great.
I think Insidious is closest to this energy.
Yeah.
Cool. I definitely want to check it out. And like I said, I'm afraid there's going to be more. I think we'll see Malignant Man.
Malignant.
I think Malignant Man is coming.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Let's talk about it. What's the B-Flame Euro, the best part of this movie, Michael?
Ooh. I mean, I just have to say that the unexpected, unnameable quality of the movie.
Like, the big. Are you talking about the big reveal?
Just, you can't talk about it. Like, I love that you just can't really talk about it without, like, you can't say whether I can't say whether it's like bad or good, because it's the most bizarre thing that has ever existed in my world, and I kind of love that about it, because it's like, it shakes up your whole expectation. Like, as soon as it starts, you're like, wait a minute, something's off here. Like, what's going on? This is not what I saw in the trailer. Like, something's different.
Sean wants to spoil it, and I feel like we've given ample time. So let's spoil it. So I'll say it now. I'll say it now. So throughout the course of this film, you are led to believe that the killer is some sort of malignant force or tumor, like spirit, or that this part of this woman, and then later they start to lead you down the path of it's her imaginary friend from childhood.
Yes.
But then when our protagonist is like locked in jail, her sister goes and finds out that it's not like a metaphorical malignant force or metaphorical tumor or a metaphorical imaginary friend. It is a goddamn parasitic embryonic twin that lived on her back until age 10 and then was then cut out like cancer, that has then now recessed into her brain. And then during the original beating of the first scene by her husband, it is let loose from the crack in her skull and then takes over her body, turning it backwards so that her hair is strong. So the killer's face is masked by her hair. And this sounds fucking insane. That's because it is fucking insane. And it is a rare thing indeed to watch an entire audience go, what the fuck?
Yeah. Everyone's just like, wait, hold on.
And then furthermore, at that moment, the movie goes from being an Insidious-esque, Conjuring-esque horror movie into like the fucking fight scene from Avengers Civil War, only if it was being done by a contortionist and it was instead taking place in the Terminator universe where they're killing every cop known to man, all in one shot, basically. And then from that point on is like an insane action movie. I had a lot of people try to tell me that they knew all along that the killer was her invisible friend. That doesn't make you fucking smart, man. They're trying to make you think that she's involved with the fucking evil force. That maybe it's her invisible friend. You didn't fucking guess that it was a parasitic twin living in her brain. So if you feel like you have figured out the movie early on,
you have not.
Rob Haynes on Trailers from Hell. One of our, or not Trailers from Hell. What is it? Camp Blood. Letters from Camp Blood. One of our favorite podcasts. Who spent the entirety of his podcast talking about how he knew it was the invisible friend all along. They told you that, but it wasn't. It's a reversal of expectation.
It's a twist you can never guess. Like no one could guess that her head's going to split open.
And even if you somehow had, like the way they lead you on it is one of those things where it makes the viewer feel intelligent, makes the viewer feel like they're figuring out along with the characters in it, and that's like watching manipulation like that. That's like filmmaking to me. Like the actual. Like making us feel different emotions, having revelations, hiding information, revealing information. Like that's the art of filmmaking. And it's a movie like this. Like I wish we could. I'm glad we didn't do it right after we saw the movie, because Sean and I would have seemed like Ellen Barkin from the movie where she does Crank the whole time. We would have seemed like Mickey Rourke from Spun. We would have been high as kites because that type of feeling. And it sometimes it makes you overvalue a movie, but like the first time you see Usual Suspects, you're like, what the fuck? It's just like those moments. That's what makes like going to the movie so fun. So
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
No, I agree. I think it is definitely like a movie theater movie, and it's a movie where I want to watch it with people for the first time because it is such a what? Like the whole movie, I was just like, what is happening? Like the line deliveries, the acting. I was like, what is this movie? Like everything was so on the nose. It was like, what's going on? Like it was just so insane. And then the twist recontextualized everything, and you're like, oh, this all makes sense because it's insane.
And it does that in a really interesting way. I think it is cool because it's one of those movies that usually I hate, where it is kind of a modern movie trying to be a B movie, or like so inspired by B movies, which usually is terrible because it's often people going, "Wow, it sure is scary out here." And then oh no, the monster's coming, and then it's like a rubber monster, and it's like stupid, and you think like, well, the reason those people made bad movies is because that was the most they could afford. They could afford that rubber thing, and they could afford their friend who wasn't a good actress, but she was attractive, and then that's how they made their movie. But this manages to get past all of the things I would normally hate about it. And it is like kind of weird tonally, and you go, these line readings are weird, and this is all very weird.
Yeah.
But I just kind of like it anyway. I just go, oh yeah, this is kind of weird and fun, and very self-conscious about the fact that it is kind of a goofball movie.
I think it would have to be. Like, I have not stopped thinking about it since, like, even after I left, I sat in my car for like 10 minutes, just like trying to understand, like, because there's no way that they weren't aware that what they were making was just insane. Like, that you couldn't accidentally do it.
That's not the kind of movie that James Wan makes.
Exactly.
Like, his other movies are relatively naturalistic.
Yeah.
I mean, for movies about people who are afraid of ghosts, and sometimes there's demon monsters that inhabit babies' heads. But, you know, the fact that despite all that, people are like trying to act like regular people in those situations. So he is able to do that. And in this case, I think he just didn't want to do that.
He's like, let's be wild.
Not every movie has to have people truly experiencing the dark depths of human suffering.
It really felt like Tenebra meets Evil Dead 2. Like, it's just the chaos of it. And we're talking about now, I would argue, Michael brought up if the filmmakers knew or were in on the jokes, or if it was the weird hokey, like the acting, the hokey acting, and the weird off-putting stuff was intentional or not. And I would say there's a moment that makes me think that they have to know that some of it is ridiculous. Yeah. When the girl goes to the old abandoned mental hospital and parks at the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
Either James Wan is having a bit of a laugh or is fucking insane. Yeah. And I, for one, do not care.
Yeah, either way.
I've had discussions with people who didn't like this movie. Again, like, I felt, even though all three of us are pretty unanimous in liking it, the rest of my friends and people I talk to, especially online, like, they do not like it. And a lot of them have said, like, James Wan is not in on the joke. I don't buy that James Wan is in on the joke. Who gives a shit? I just wanted to watch a movie where black gloves carry a big, huge, sharp thing and whisper into a phone, and you know, it is kind of the greatest hits of horror and giallo. And people are like, well, I don't want stuff like that. I want something original.
Yeah,
fuck off. Evil Dead 2 was not original in any way.
I feel like all the reviews I read were missing the point. Like, the stupid Roger Ebert was like, yeah, he just uses flickering lights and blah blah. It's like, that's the point. It's utilizing all of this dumb shit from, like, I don't know.
Roger Ebert actually lost his battle with his parasitic twin long ago.
Oh,
I think you're referring to RogerEbert.com.
Yeah,
the website. But
would be great if Roger Ebert came back from the dead.
He came back.
And Malignant.
He was speaking through the radio.
Malignant's a horrible movie.
Chad Wright in the chat says something that I heard from a lot of people, and I think this take is accurate for many, many people. I thought this movie was hokey until an hour and a half in, when she ripped her skull open in jail and started ripping throats out like MacGruber. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And I think there is a bit of a slow roll. Like, this movie can't be extricated from the big reveal. Like, that, it's, you know.
Yeah.
Is it a one-trick pony? Maybe so, but there's a lot of fun shit inside of that, too.
Well, like, my friend turned it off, and I was like, you literally have to get to the review. Like, it will make it all worth it. Trust me. And they're like, I don't know, it's so bad. I'm like, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just like an entirely different view of the movie, but I don't think that stuff is bad.
Yeah.
No, I don't either.
Like, I think because it is not someone from the actor's studio trying to really portray a woman who has lost her child.
Yeah.
Lost control of her body.
My baby is gone. Like, they could do it that way, and man, would that be a bad movie.
Yeah.
Imagine if this movie was that movie. You'd be like, man, this is some A24 ass bullshit.
Yeah.
I hate this movie.
Exactly.
And the lead actress is good, though.
Yeah, she's great.
Absolutely.
Is good. Now, everyone else is bad.
Yeah,
but it makes it good.
Like, the scenes with the cops where, like, they're in the there's like the dead body, and the one cop has like a sucker. Like, it feels almost like Police Squad or something. Like,
absolutely,
very like, it's like, I was like,
I think there is not just a pinch, but I think there's like a tablespoon of like Scary Movie or something like that. Like, I think there is some amount, maybe a dollop, of like, this is.
I don't know.
Horror movies are silly.
I don't know, and I really do not care.
Yeah.
I do not care about that, and I think like ascribing intent to a filmmaker is really stupid and really takes away all of the fun, you know.
Sure.
So I think when people pick it apart to that level, like that's too much trying to, you know, you're looking at the ingredients instead of, you know, the dish.
Yeah.
And really this thing is just to be eaten alive, and it's so good.
Yeah.
And then furthermore, like one thing that I liked so much about the movie was just like I just wanted to see a good old fashioned, you know, stalker killer movie, that the kind of like they don't really make anymore. Like we've got Halloween Kills coming up, but even that isn't this type of like absurdist, like high energy, where is the call coming from type fucking madhouse movie.
The killer's still there.
Yeah, this is a Bob Clark Black Christmas. The call is coming from inside the house type of movie. They just kind of don't exist anymore, and it was just really fun.
Yes, absolutely. John, do you have a beef lamb gyro for this picture?
Other than the reveal? My God, the reveal.
Yes. It can be the reveal.
I think Michael covered that. We've covered that ad infinitum. I would say the rewatchability is really cool.
Yeah.
Once you know, also not just the rewatchability of, it's really fun to bring one of your friends and then not even watch the movie, but just stare at their face sideways.
Yes, exactly.
When all the crazy shit starts happening. And then also like you pick up all these stupid little things that are in like the first scene where she's like, oh, it's all in my head.
Yes.
You know, and then like you realize that one of the main musical cues is the Pixies' I See Your Mind.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, and then even as you watch it, you start noticing when they show the killer is obviously walking backwards.
Yes.
You think that it's just like this herky-jerky, almost shitty animatronic stuff, but they actually got like a contortionist to come do all the action scenes and stuff backwards. So it's just the weird creepiness of it that really made for the rewatchability is just kind of next level for me.
Yes. That's wild.
My beef lamb gyro. I have many. My main one, of course, is John has a bit where he finds something that you love.
Oh, no.
And then he says it's the worst thing that has ever existed. And it has been so lovely to me that he has eaten so much crow, and he has begun to love James Wan. Really, it has brought me so much joy for him to love a James Wan.
I can't believe you haven't talked more about Aquaman.
Yeah,
James Wan, director of Aquaman.
I turned to Sean halfway through this movie and said, "Sean, I owe you an apology."
Yeah,
we hadn't even gotten to the goddamn reveal yet.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah,
fucking great. I owe you an apology.
Good ass movie.
It's wild. I have to agree with Chad on this, Euro. He said, cut the cake, morphing into her standing over her sleeping pregnant mother with a butcher knife and the other walls melting away. It was really cool. I love that effect. I was like, this is wild.
Yes.
Really wild effect.
Yes. I like, I like the way the twists sort of sneakily build and twist. They twist in ways that you don't expect them to and make you think that you're wrong.
Yeah.
There's like it feels inevitable at some point, maybe halfway through, maybe a little bit later than that, that there's something going on in her head. She's bleeding out of her head way too much.
Yeah.
And
you end up finding out that's the monster escaping. You know? Like,
yes.
At first you're like, why is she... I guess I'll disagree with Chad and Michael there. Like, that's not one of the only things I didn't really like was the morphing of the room and the transitions like that. All the even though it looked really good, but all that digital stuff, because I liked the in camera.
True.
The in camera decisions to show that she was in a different place a lot better. Like, there's a time where she is washing her face and she comes up and she suddenly is one of the people in the mirror. She's an old man who's about to get murdered. And then there's another one where she's doing her laundry and she opens the laundry door and one of the victims is screaming through the laundry door.
Yes.
And that's not an effect. Those people are there. Those actors are there.
That
and then
actually
there's a whole cool scene where she's in the room with the cop who's discovered a body, and she's in the same room and she's screaming to the cop like, the killer's still here. And it's just actors in a room, but it's so cool that we're in this like silly mind palace shit that should not work.
Exactly.
And I want to say this, I want to be very clear, despite this thing having a great twist, despite it being a great reveal, this movie does not work if a shitty filmmaker makes it.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, does not work. So I think all the credit should be begrudgingly given to James Wan, Sean Parrott's best friend.
My best buddies, James Wan and Lee Wannell.
We
go back all the way to the Saw movie. Another thing I love about this is I wrote down jump scare dynamism, which I truly mean. I like the fact that there are high and low jump scares.
Yeah.
I think a dumb filmmaker, a worse filmmaker, does constant re jump scares.
Yeah,
and there are occasionally re jump scares. Squeak, squeak. And you go, oh shit. Jump scares. But I like the fact that there are like slow played, quiet jumps. One of my favorites, what is the character's name? What is the main lady's name? Oh my god,
Madison?
what jerk I am. Madison. Yes, Madison.
Or Emily.
Oh yeah, or Emily.
Emily Madison. Madison is Madison's sister has come to her house, and we see her try to get in, but she cannot. And we cut to Madison in her room, kind of pacing, and there's just like a good Madison's sister's head is in the window, and you just go, oh man! But they don't do a squeak.
Yeah,
they don't do a whomp. They just like let you see it and go, oh fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just
sadly that might be the scariest scene in the movie.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's not a super scary movie. If you want to nitpick this movie, it's not a super scary movie, but it's honestly, like I said, it's like Evil Dead 2. That's not a really scary movie either, but it just has a gory energy to it.
Yes.
And I feel crazy after watching this movie because like I can't believe how many people that I respect who are just tearing it apart and think it was really poor. Like my friend and former guest, Jason Shawn, who's been on the show, Nashville Scene Critic, he said it was, if it wasn't for the Glenn Danzig movie, it was the worst movie he'd seen all year.
Wow.
So like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's like a political edge to it that is off-putting, but even to me, like the woke take on this is like, yeah, it's a woman taking control of her life and body again from these assholes and
Yes.
But a fuck ton of cops get killed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cops get killed. The person who is bad is a man inside of her head.
Yeah, exactly.
She is the force of good and reason in this world, and a man wants to kill everybody and is evil.
But I don't know. I get there's just something that I guess we three aren't equipped to prognosticate. We can't figure it out. But for some reason, there's some people who really didn't like it. But to them, we say nay. Go see Malignant 5 times like us.
I think it's at least like you owe it to the movie to not be able to define it, because like it's weird to be like, oh, it just sucks. It's like, well, clearly they knew what they were doing. Like it's not all a mistake. Like, come on.
Yeah,
no,
it would have to be a lot of mistakes all in a row.
Exactly.
Yeah, this isn't The Room. Come on.
I think people are like thinking it like that, and it's like, no, this was carefully made, and that's why like I took a while with it, because I was like anything I thought was bad, I don't know if it can be bad, because it like kind of all works within this nutcase of a movie.
Yes.
So it's like very interesting.
I think. I mean, I don't know if we're just not ready for something that is maybe even stagey or something, or I don't even know how to describe some of it is almost like soap opera vibe.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't understand the criticism that like, oh, they didn't mean to do that. They didn't mean for it to be so hokey and silly and fun. Well, then how do you explain all these, like, how do you explain, you love Roadhouse and you love all these other fun, silly movies? Like, how can some movies be fun and silly because they didn't mean to, and then a movie can't be fun and silly because they did mean to, or vice versa? Like, again, the notion of trying to get inside the filmmaker's head is folly to me and really kind of repugnant. Like, just you either like the movie or you didn't. I don't need to hear like that you didn't like it because you don't think the filmmaker meant to do this.
Yeah,
like, that doesn't make sense to me, and I feel like that's something that we've slipped into a lot. And I know I've done it before too, but this movie helped has helped me be like, well, I'm not going to do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Now I'm really annoyed by it.
Yeah. I think also there's something about silly things. I don't know if we just have a low tolerance for it, or if it takes a few years for us to get into it. But it's like lots of great movies are silly. Like Predator, which is one of the great movies, is also ridiculous.
Yes.
Like, it's ridiculous that these sweaty men are always so sweaty and shiny, and they're in the jungle and they flex all the time. That's fucking ridiculous. That's as ridiculous as anything in this movie.
Yeah.
Just big men flexing over and over and over again is completely ridiculous, but it's awesome.
Absolutely.
You watch them flex and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, flex. And in the same way, when I watch someone run backwards, by the way, a real lady legitimately running backwards, I'm just like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. They just got this lady who is a contortionist, and they made her do everything backwards. And nearly everything that happens is just a legitimately magical person who can do backward shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, that's fucking great.
The scene in the cell is like, it's just, I've never seen anything like that in a movie. I was like, wow, this is, like you kind of are so overwhelmed with how insanely wild it is. It's kind of a new experience. Like I was like, this is a ride. Like, this is the first time a movie actually is a roller coaster. Like they pulled it off.
And it's so brutal. Yeah. And it's so great for the movie is just like, well, this is a women's prison. There's a female lead character, and she's going to kill a bunch of women. And that's what this scene is about. Sorry, she's gotta break a lady's neck and then stomp her head into mush. And that's what she does. She's evil now.
Oh, it's
so she
amazing.
Must stomp that lady into fucking mush.
Yeah, I found a gif of her walking backwards, knocking the lady over, and then leaning over and snapping her neck. I was like,
when she does the little back bend. Oh my god, it's so awesome.
And like seeing her like real head on the back, like all bloated and like weird looking, is so wild.
It's so great.
Like,
I guess she just wore like a weird mask of the real Madison's face on the back of her head. So like when you see those things, it looks awesome because it's just like sort of a dead face. Just kind of bouncing around on the back of this monster. But it can all be positive. We could say positive things about this movie for probably 1.5 more hours, but we won't. We must say negative things. John, what is the low man worst part of this picture, Malignant?
Other than it making me feel insane because I liked it so much, and a lot of people don't.
Yes, absolutely.
The music, the opening, like the James Wan opening titles, which for this movie are kind of neat upon rewatching because there's like all these neat clues and shit. But that whole like, let's just do a bunch of like fake newspaper clippings type shit, like that's just such a lazy, shitty way to do opening titles. He's just, I've heard a lot of people call like James Wan kind of like a new metal filmmaker, and that feels accurate. This just happens to be his. What is Limp Bizkit's famous album, like Chocolate Starfish in the Hot Dog Flavored Water? This happens to be his masterpiece, and all of you are just gonna have to suck it up and drink said hot dog flavored water because this is for me, this movie is like the most fun I've had in a theater in I don't know how long. It was like a really like positive experience, and I watch it at home now. I like it so much I watched it with motion smoothing on. Oh god, it almost killed me. But I guess the titles and the music were pretty rough at times.
The titles definitely have opening titles of 7 vibe.
Yeah, that's a good...
And the music has. It's weird because I think his name is Joseph Bashara. It's the same guy who did the music for Insidious, which is a little more old school. It's like shrieky strings and old school, kind of Bernard Herrmann style stuff. And this is
take that name out your mouth. This was not like Bernard Herrmann.
No, in Insidious.
Okay.
Insidious is more old school. This is more just like.
This is like Uncle Cracker remixing the fucking Pixies and screaming in my ear like, ah! I mean, that
Yeah.
effect was okay, but
Yeah.
like, or at least was implemented okay. But the music can be tough.
It was so
Yeah.
wild.
Some dubstepping going on.
Yeah.
For me, it almost feels like it is in the same like strange world everything else in the movie is in, where it's like, man, I don't know. Is this also part of the? Is this part of the bit, or is this not part of the bit? I haven't. I don't know.
I don't want to get into that,
We're
Sean.
not
I'm
getting
sorry.
into it.
I'm sorry. I'll tell my low main. My least favorite part of this movie is kind of the fact that it is, for me at least, this is a group movie, and
Yeah.
all horror movies are group movies. They are 10 times better if you watch them with people. That's just always true. But for this, like, part of it is just like you're sitting with people and you're getting this energy, and like you're drinking it in from other people, and you start to, and as the crazy things start to happen, you start to go, oh yeah, he's gonna crush somebody. Oh, he's doing flips. Oh my god, Gabriel's so badass. And when you watch it alone, there's like not that quite that amount of like, yeah, like evil
Sean,
laughter.
I want to know, when I saw it with you, had you actually already seen it?
No.
Okay. All right. Because I've done that to a few friends since then. And like, oh, I haven't seen it either. Because I don't even want them to know that I know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because it's that type of movie. It's definitely
yes.
And for the love of God, don't read reviews or watch this show.
No, just go.
Too late
see
for
it.
you now. Just
We gave a long spoiler alert.
Yeah, we did.
Michael, drop some negativity on me. What the fuck is wrong with this stupid fucking movie?
Well, first I'm going to jump to Chad, who says,
oh, okay.
It was a beautiful day when she pulled up to the old Simeon Hospital /castle, and then the film cut to her parking a half mile later, and it's the middle of the night.
Yes.
Which is funny, but it is, when she pulls up, it is so
with the
hilarious.
bar, Chad.
It's just so funny that I didn't even care that it was nighttime. I was like, this is
so
hilarious.
amazing. It is a really great bit to park. I mean, not less than a foot away from a sheer cliff that falls down hundreds of feet.
That's the
So
only moment
amazing.
where I'm like, where I had to get into like what the filmmaker's going through their mind. I'm like, okay, this is a fucking gag. It's a pretty strong gag.
amazing.
It has to be a gag.
I died
I mean,
laughing.
no one's that stupid.
No, I laughed out loud in the theater. I was like, that
Yes.
is
Yeah.
insane.
It's fucking funny. It is funny.
Like, there were so many times where I just laughed. I was like, that is so funny.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's tough. And then I kind of, like I said, like, I had a list of low mains, but then the more I thought of it, I was like, I don't know if they are, because I think it's just kind of great. Like, it kind of
Drop
all
some.
works. Like at first I was like, oh, the husband's lines, like, hey, I was watching that. But then I was like, oh, that's intentional, because that's a dumb character trope. But then the line, stop killing my babies, is like so insane. Where you're like,
How about that sound effect when he pokes her in the pregnant belly and he goes,
yeah.
Little baby poke.
So weird.
oh.
It's just wild.
It's so sinister to poke someone in their baby bump. That's really, really scary.
He's the scariest.
And the fact that he has, I mean, this is a really good way to tell a story, is to have someone watching MMA, to have it turned up way too loud, and to have them not turn it off or even turn it down when their wife comes home. You're like, okay, I know who this guy is instantly. This guy is definitely going to cause a miscarriage.
This guy's,
he's going to do it.
I mean, I'm with Michael. Like all that type of storytelling is very clunky and ridiculous, but like it's a fucking horror movie. It's like, you know, it's not a paintbrush. It's a roller.
Yeah,
you know.
But also he has to beat her up within 40 seconds.
Yeah, let's go.
We need to know that he's bad.
We need a miscarriage now.
Yes,
That's
because we
amazing.
need at least 40 minutes of a backwards person crushing heads.
Yes,
we need to make space for that. So we need to get other things a little shorter.
We have to get to our backwards walking matrix fight scene. So let's.
What other stuff did you write down, Michael?
I mean, I was like, when she literally spells out the moral at the end, where she's like, and I didn't need a blood connection to feel this, but it's so funny that it's like brilliant. I'm like, this is hilarious.
Yes,
with their mother creepily smiling in the corner.
Yes,
so funny.
They do it the first time, and the first time she says it, it's just the weirdest way to phrase it. Like, I need a blood connection is just an insane phrase.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, like I need a blood connection.
It's a fucking insane movie.
It is insane.
It's like a bananas movie.
Yes. And the phrase is definitely something like, well, I can't even imagine anyone even writing that phrase. Like, I need a blood connection. It's like, what is that? What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, what?
And then for them to call it back later is like, wow. This is insane.
James Wan and his girlfriend, who's in the movie, just made up this movie. And then they told the story to a screenwriter. I can't remember her name. And she made it happen. By Jove. Yes. And it's this movie, like it's more of a,
so that we can.
It's more of a feel thing than a
Akila Cooper.
Yeah, this is more of like this movie is more of a feel than a plot driven movie.
Yeah,
like,
yes,
absolutely.
Like I said, like it's got so much Argento influence with the color. A lot of people are disputing that. They're like, this is not a giallo. There's the lighting is at times is at least remarking on giallo movies.
Absolutely.
And then you got a guy. There's copious gloved hands on implements of doom.
Yes.
And you know, unbelievably gory murders in bathrooms and what else do you need? It's giallo enough. If someone feels a giallo influence, there doesn't need to be like a giallo gatekeeper being like, no, it wasn't Italian enough, or wasn't Baroque enough. It was plenty Baroque for me.
Yeah,
just the character, the creature design alone is so wild and disconcerting. Nice. And then the shit where it has its own special implement of doom that she fashions.
Yes.
That is great. I mean, that's very Dario Argento to me. And like, and to say like, it's too like mean spirited or too like grotesque for Argento. Don't fucking Google Dario Argento then, or any of his like proclivities, because he's a dark dude. Also, it's just But more than anything else, I would say I got Evil Dead 2 Darkman vibes off of it more than anything else.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that you brought up the weapon. We're supposed to be saying negative things, but I can't say anything else negative about this. No. So I want to say another positive thing. The weapon is so fucking awesome. Yeah. It's like I mean, it's the doctor symbol essentially. Well, I mean, it's like there's like two snakes.
Hippocratic knife.
Yes, the Hippocratic knife. And there's two snakes wrapped around this thing. He knocks the fucking snakes off. Yeah. And he sharpens up the pointy part. And he gives himself little finger nuts. Yes. He gives him little knucks. And he just goes around stabbing the fuck out of people.
It's
real good.
Amazing. And I don't even know if that award, like an excellence in surgery, is like the funniest thing to me. I was like, this is crazy.
Excellent in surgery. Oh shit. I need to talk about one of my favorite sneaky parts. Okay, so the whole time they're showing you that there's something going on. Maybe this imaginary friend is doing the killing. And there's a good, you thought there was a twist. Well, actually, this is the twist. Where there's a woman who has been abducted, and she is in this spooky area where the killer is sharpening knives.
That we think is below the city.
Yeah.
Yes, we believe it is somewhere in a secret location below the city, and we find out that actually it's in Madison's attic. Yeah. And
the call is coming from inside the
house. Exactly. And that reveal is great because then you go, wait. It was just Madison all along.
Yeah.
She's just fucking crazy.
and that's been alluded to the entire time.
Absolutely.
And that's when so many people on Twitter are like, I knew all along, man.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't know. You were led to believe something. Your hand was held all alone. You believed exactly and precisely what James Wan wanted you to believe until you didn't.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why it's good filmmaking. It's
and
he
showed a head expand. A little man come out.
Yes. I mean, those bits, like her falling through the ceiling and then the instant cut to the music that is so over the top. Like,
it's good shit though,
Mike. Screaming. Like, because at first I was like so blown away by how insane a choice when they first did it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it like threw me completely out of the movie. But every time they did it again, I like started to love it more and more. I was like, this is psychotic.
Because it's a nice little wink. I think from the very first time they play it, you start to go, wait, Fight Club was Fight Club. This was in Fight Club,
Yeah.
and there's something twisty about Fight Club. What's happening in this movie?
Exactly.
I think it is him going, "Hey, what's happening in this movie?"
What is it?
And then you go, "Oh, what's happening in this movie?" I'm excited
I forgot.
to find out.
I forgot the Fight Club.
Yes.
The illusion there. That makes total sense. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I'm tired of saying nice things about this. No, I would say it forever, but we do roughly 1 hour, and we're nearly there. So I want to say thank you so much for anyone who listens to this or watches it live on Twitch every Wednesday at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. If you listen to it on a podcast thing, go over and give us a nice review. We love reviews.
Cock knockers.
Yes, call us cock knockers. It doesn't matter what you put in the review. Just give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
Go over to Twitter and tweet at Food Court Cast and tell us what John Carpenter movie you want us to watch next month.
Vampires.
Vampires. Go over to Instagram and tell us and whatever you want over there at Food Court Movie Podcast. And go over and vote on our poll. I have only one offering this week, and I'm hoping you guys have others. Cry Macho, the new Clint Eastwood movie, is on HBO Max and in theaters. And I don't know if it's worth watching, but I'm willing to watch it.
I've not heard of
Cop Shop is exclusive to whatever, right?
It's theatrical only, sadly.
Oh, damn it. I forgot to look up stuff. So
hey, we'll think about it and go over to our Twitter at Food Court Cast and find the poll and vote for your favorite. If you have anything to tell us between now and like 7 minutes from now, as we're recording it, let us know and we'll put it on the poll. And if you ever have any requests, tweet at us, and we love putting requests up there. On behalf of Michael Hampton and John Burr, I am Sean Parrott, and I wish to say to all of you, bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.